Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shack here, and welcome back to Mod Library. It's been like a month easy since I've done a Mod Library episode. This month, though, or in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Stellaris' Star Wars Empire mod, right? This is the Star Wars Empire ships mod by El Radi. Now, he's done a fantastic job of integrating Star Wars ships into every single level, tech level, for every one of the tech. So, you know, from destroyers and cruisers to battleships, and even if you've got ISBS's Doomsday weapons installed or improved space battles, the balanced one, I'll put links in the description for all of these mods. You can even go all the way up to Super Star Destroyer, and he adds in a few new ship classes. Now, I'm not 100% sure this is going to work with 1.3 when it first comes out. It might, because there's two different versions of this mod. There's a light version. Let's go ahead and go to new game. There's a light version, and then there's like the richer other version, which gives you all the different ship classes, but it requires one of those other mods. And since it adds new ship classes, and that's what this the new patch is going to be doing, it's probably not gonna work when that update comes out. So anyways, let's ignore Empire Bob here. And I believe I've already changed it. So when you go to make your first empire, you're gonna see the Galactic Empire on your list, and you can actually go into it and edit it. And you have to do that to make these ships work, right? You have to select an empire that's already there, because I guess something is set up with it to make this work, and you'll be good to go. Now, like I said, there are two different versions of this, so let's just go under, the United Empire. I've already made one. We'll select this. Actually, we'll edit this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when you go to make your empire and setting up your race, you're gonna have two different options: Empire Light ships and Empire ships. Empire Light ships basically works as just a ship skin pack, right? It adds in the models for the base technology as if you're just using the normal vanilla game, which is totally fine. If that's what you want to use. That might be what we end up using if these updates take too long or they just don't come out. But we're going to be looking at the full version of this mod with the Super Star Destroyer and all the craziness. So let's go ahead and do that. Jump into Empire ships. We should be good to go. Hyperspace travel, red lasers. We don't have really a choice on that one. And save, replace, done. Let's jump in here. Now, what we're gonna end up doing is I'm gonna cheat a little bit so we can actually start looking at all of the technology that's here, because you guys don't have time for me to play through this whole thing. So we're gonna go ahead and turn all that off. So what I went ahead and did was I loaded up a different save that I had where I had already built a few things. I did a little bit of cheating so we could see all of the technology that's already in the game. Because you guys don't wanna wait for me to play through a whole campaign to see what's in this, and I wanna spotlight this mod because it's just so cool. So, what do we got? Well, I've already built a few of the smaller vessels, and some of you guys are going to immediately recognize these ships. Now these, let me click the fleet here. These ships are all Corvette class. Oh, I can't spin them in there. They're all Corvette class, but there's different versions of the Corvette, and this is what I like so much about this. In normal Stellaris, you get, if I open this up and I go to new design, Corvette, you can't actually look at them. You normally get one hull that you can kind of change the pieces out to make them look different. In this, you're not going to be customizing the individual pieces of one ship. You're going to get 2 or 3, maybe even 4 different versions that you can build. In this case, for the Corvette, we get a Galante cruiser, an escort vessel. I love the Galante cruiser, by the way. And I don't remember what this one is called. I'm sure one of you guys can help me out with it. I think it's like generic cruiser or something, or Corvette is what they call it in the lore. If we get into the destroyers, you're gonna see that the size gets a little bit bigger. Now we're getting to the bigger classes, but look at how different they are. Now what's really cool about this is they are actually different. So going back to Corvettes, and don't worry, we're gonna get into the big Imperial ships, the big, monstrous ISDs and stuff later. But even looking at these guys, they're actually different. You can go into the cores, you can see what makes them different. So the Galante cruiser, right? It has one small weapon slot on the top, but it also has 2 medium slots versus the Striker. Well, the Striker, this is the patrol ship, actually has a medium weapon slot. So you can be able to balance that out and figure out what you want to build. Now, as you get into the bigger ships, let's look at the destroyers here, like this Quat Shipyard's platform ship. We have all technology researched, by the way. That's why these weapons probably look a little weird to you guys. These larger ships, they actually do have customizable options to swap out the parts. So if you want one medium turret versus 2 small turrets, you can do that. You can actually see the turrets popping up on the models there, which is pretty cool. And the models, pretty fantastic. Like, we can actually look at a couple of these. I think I built some destroyers. Let's see. Did I build any destroyers yet? I built one destroyer so far. There you go. It was a broadside cruiser. Now, I do have the improved space battles, so things have been a little bit resized, and you're gonna see the battles look a little bit different because I wanted to show you all this mod has to offer, and it requires either that Doomsday weapon mod or improved space battles, which I'll put in the description. So let's build some stuff. Let's check out what we can build. I'm gonna build out the other 2 destroyers so we can take a look at them, and let's start looking through some of the other technology. So go back to the ship designer. Now, notice, what you're gonna see is a lot of strange stuff in this because I've used a console command to unlock all of the available technologies. You'll actually see things that don't really make sense for the mod, like this is a cruiser. Why is this cruiser a vanilla cruiser in here? That's because in this version of the mod, the non-light version, if you go to new design, he's actually added new ship classes. Let's go all the way down. You'll start seeing Empire Battleship, Super Star Destroyer, Imperial Cruiser 1 and 2, and these are different ships with different models. Battle Cruisers, like let's pull up the Battle Cruiser. We'll have to select something. That's an Imperial Battle Cruiser. How freaking cool is that? Right, so if we go back in here and we go to, let's do Imperial Cruiser 1. The Imperial Cruiser 1 technology, and there is technology research to unlock all these that has been added to the game. You get an acclimator. Let's auto-complete it and you actually see the turrets appear on the hull. How freaking cool is that? And now, I am assuming, and keep in mind I haven't played through this yet, I'm saving that for Season 2. As we, rule the galaxy with an iron fist in Season 2 of the Stellaris campaign. I am still gonna do the news things as well, but that's off topic. If you're researching through cruisers and you unlock, say, Cruiser 2, this is how I assume it works, you're gonna get the Victory class Star Destroyer, right? And I couldn't help but put the missile launchers on the sides of this thing. So we could do autocomplete to load it up with weapon technology. We can actually customize a bit, so if we want escort carrier, I don't know why it says escort carrier if it doesn't actually show the slots. Oh, sweet babies, that was really loud. That made me jump. All right, so I don't see any hangar bays in this. What if we go front?
Research
one hangar
complete.
bay. So it does have one hangar bay. Let's throw a hangar bay on there, and let's stick on here some TIE fighters. I haven't actually seen the TIE fighters yet. Autocomplete. We've got our TIE fighters now. Let's see. TIE. Cap lock on. Victory. Class. TIE. And we'll build this one. And we'll actually see what it looks like, in-game floating around. So let's grab up our space station. Build. It's one of our designs. We probably can't build it yet because we haven't upgraded our spaceport. So let's speed time up a bit. We're building that third destroyer version. Get rid of that stuff. Go all the way up to tier 6.
Situation log updated.
And let that run. And while that's running, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the larger ships, actually. I want to see some of the larger ships. So if you've got the Doomsday weapons installed, you'll get access to Imperial Dreadnoughts. Holy crap.
Situation log
This will have,
updated.
that's great. This will have its own technology tree to get through to it. And look at this thing. Like, let's just load it up with weapons. The turrets. Oh, they're like in here. Well, what if we changed it to... Yeah, it's like I want the turrets to be on the sides. It actually does move the turrets around which ones of these you choose. Autocomplete. Freaking awesome. And this isn't even the largest ship. How nuts is that? There we go. I gave us some more resources so we can actually build some of this stuff. How is our starbase doing? Is it finished? It is finished. We can go ahead and slow this back down to normal speed. And let's go ahead and build... Let's build an Imperial battle cruiser. Let's build that Victory TIE class so we can see some TIE fighters. And let's grab up a Super Star Destroyer because we need it. We need it in our lives. Now, while that's building, we can pop out a couple more Corvettes and Destroyers. Now, notice there's a lot of builds on here that you normally wouldn't see because we wouldn't have all of this technology unlocked. Let's go back under the research thing. What I really want to see is, do you have a carrier upgrade? Do you have a hangar bay? That's what I want to know. Seriously?
Situation log
No hangar
updated.
bays on this at all? Wow, that's a little surprising that the Imperial Dreadnought doesn't have any carrier spots. Let's look at the Super Star Destroyer. Tell me, Super Star Destroyer, do you have hangar bays? No? 6 large weapons online. No, they don't. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. Look at this thing. Oh, I can't wait to build this. Super Star Destroyer online. Oh, what else have we got here? I mean, there's so much technology. While we're, yeah, it's already on fastest. Let's let those designs build. And there also should be, I saw a patch recently, he's added Venator. He's got a Venator in here. Oh, man. Oh, I love this ship. And it's got 2 hangar bays. Oh, as it should be. As it should be. No, you need like, what do we have? There's so many different versions of the TIE Fighter, too. Interesting. Like, we can grab up interceptors, advanced TIE fighters. Let's go with a couple of TIE bombers, like classic TIE bombers. No, you're not a TIE bomber. Where's the normal TIE bomber? TIE fighters, TIE interceptors, TIE advanced, TIE hunters, phantoms, defenders. The TIE torpedo bombers, sleek one-man attacks, submersible under development by the... No, they don't have it? Oh, that sucks. They even got TIE scouts for that really early tech. Vader's TIE advanced. I don't know why they don't have TIE bombers, though. That's really disappointing. Oh, well, no worries. We'll just throw in some more TIE fighters. Actually, go for TIE interceptors. Why not? And then Venator class. Go ahead and save that. Now, how goes our construction? Some of the fleet is done. Before we check this out, though, we have to build. Oh, we're still building the Super Star Destroyer. We should get some normal like ISDs in here just to get an idea on what would that be, like Imperial battleship, I guess. What would be the Imperial battleship class? The Paradox. Even the colony ship has an Imperial look to it. And all your stations change as well, which is really freaking cool. Like, is this, yeah, an Imperial fortress? That is so awesome. If you have the race that can build fortresses. The government stance, I guess. There's our superstar. Imperial battleship, no, that's not what I want. Imperial battleship. Let's see, the 2 different versions of the battleship. Interdictor hull, So you go from this or the interdictor hull to Imperial Battleship 2 once you've done that research, which is going to give you the main ISD. So you've got like traditional ISD, maybe the more... Oh, 4 hangar bays on this. Now we're talking fields of TIE fighters. So if we auto-design this is a lot of high-tech gear, of course, it's filling it out, but you're talking expensive. So we want to build a couple Imperial Battleship 2s. Now, if you're using the light version of this, it cuts down all the different versions that you can have. You can still have like 2 or 3 different versions of the cruisers and destroyers and battleships, but you're not gonna get like Imperial Escort class, which is a thing, which I don't think I've shown yet. You're not gonna get the fancy Super Star Destroyers or all the new classes of ship, like Imperial Cruiser 1 and 2. It'll just replace some basic bare bones stuff like Cruiser, Destroyer, and Battleship. Which is good because it means it probably works even after patches come out because they fill the role of a normal ship in the normal game. Let's go ahead and build those Battleship 2s. Let's get those ISDs on. And, I was gonna talk about the Escort class. The Escort class is something pretty cool. I already have designed a few, I believe. Maybe I haven't, actually. Transport ship? Interesting. Cruisers, battle cruisers, dreadnoughts, escort ships. Here we go. So we've seen that one before, but if I go to here, Nebulon B hull, we need to change that back section so it doesn't have floating guns. But yeah, one of the escorts. Now you won't have this if you're playing the light version. You're only gonna have cruisers, and the only cruisers that you'll get are the ones or corvettes, excuse me. or cruisers? Cruisers or corvettes? You'll only get the ones like this. Like, I'll show you guys. Okay, go away. Like, that's all you'll get for corvettes. And then the same with cruisers. And they'll be under just the normal cruiser range, which is pretty cool, though. Imperial shipyards. Ah, see, this was the last thing he's added so far. And he's keeping it up to date. I really hope he combines this with the new class system somehow, or just make sure it works properly with the new patch 1.3, because this is the mod that I would love to use. I would love to see, there she is. Oh man. A super Star Destroyer. We're of course gonna take this into battle. We're gonna go piss off a local empire. With a couple of victory, like just to give you a sense of scale, that's a victory class Star Destroyer right there. With TIE fighters on board. There's a broadside cruiser. There's one of your, I believe that's a destroyer. Where's our Corvette fleet? That'll give us a sense of scale. Everybody combine into one group. Let us merge the fleet. 27,000 power fleet. Of course, our tech is really, really high. So, merge the fleet. Are we not doing it? Can we not do this? It looks ridiculous in super speed, but I want to get a couple of more ISDs out. Can we merge you guys? I'm not quite sure why it's not letting me merge this. Oh, they don't have the same FTL type. That's why they can't be merged. The auto designer must have grabbed all kinds of tech I shouldn't even have because I use the command console. Anywho, where is our first Star Destroyer? There she is. Oh, that's weird with the dish in the center. That is really strange. Stop building. We need to make Star Destroyer. Oh, you're already working on it. Brilliant class. You're not Brilliant class, are you? Yeah, your Paradox class. Brilliant is on the way. I want to see an ISD compared to the rest of this. But, oh man, could you imagine? Like, the amount of effort for an Empire it would take in Stellaris to build, like, as it should be, yeah, let's clear that. A Super Star Destroyer? Or even one of the battle cruisers? Or Dreadnought classes, which we haven't built yet? That I've shown but haven't built? We'll take them in so we can see a little bit of combat. I would like to see the fighters that are on board. What was it? The Victory class, wasn't it? Yeah, it had a group of TIE fighters on board. And making those decisions, if like your empire is really poor, do you invest in building some of these larger capital ships like an ISD? Which is only a single ship that'll constantly be taking the pounding, or do you build like 2 or 3 Victory class? Or Venators, I bet Venators are fairly cheap. There we go. There's our first. Let's give him the order to move across and we can like zoom in and see it in action. Oh man. The might of the Empire. Very, very cool. See the hangar. I'm hoping we're gonna send him in by himself because I believe he's got the TIE fighters, right? Oh, I didn't give you any TIE fighters. Damn. All right, let's send somebody else in. We need a ship with TIE fighters because I want to see them. So let's create a new fleet. Let's take out the Victory class from the fleet. You're going where no one has gone before. You're also not super OP. So let's go into the Imperium. Is that really? Yeah, it's really called the Imperium. Who is? Oh, I gotta take out those race mods because they're so broken. Oh, I guess they're fanatical collectivists and materialists, really? Anyways, let's declare war on our neighbors. We want all of your things. Give us all of your things. Confirm the war. And let's dispatch our Victory class Star Destroyer. Before we send in, like, the main fleet, because you know they'll just wreck them. Engage. And then once he jumps out, we'll take the rest of the fleet and we'll move it like near the border. Then we can send it in and just raffle stomp them. But, oh, there's an enemy fleet right here. This is one of our destroyers. So let's take one of our new destroyers in. Go ahead. Engage. Keep people moving. Did he jump? He jumped. All right, he's in the sector now. Normal speed. See if we can get their attention. They don't even have a starbase above this planet. And there's like nothing worth fighting here. All right, all ships report here.
Hostile fleet engaged.
What do we got? Our single broadside has engaged an alien species of some kind. Now, I don't have any weapons mods to make it, sound like Star Wars or anything like that because I wanted to keep the vanilla weapons. I think it's kind of cool to go through the technology tree and see the different effects that are there. So, shields are holding. Engage, engage. Ah, here we go. Hostile enemy fleet is on the move. Let's get in there. And you know what? We can give you some... You probably don't need backup, but I'm going to give you the order to go in anyways. Those are our smaller fleets of... Like, what is this thing called? It's got a weird name. It's like the Quat Shipyard platforms. And then this one is... I don't remember what that one's called. I have to look at my list. But anyways, we should be jumping in now. There he is, our victory class. Go ahead and engage the enemy fleet that's approaching and launch those TIE fighters. You hold. You're the one that I want to engage and launch TIEs. Because his victory doesn't need any help.
Log updated.
He's also super over-teched, so keep that in mind. The game should be balanced because it's using all the technology that's normally in the game. And you still have to pay for all the modules that you're including, but...
Hostile fleet engaged.
TIE fighters have been launched. So let's pause it real quick and let's take a look at the TIEs. Oh, you can just make them out. They're so tiny. I mean, as they should be. Go, go, go. I was kind of hoping to hear the TIE fighter, like, scream. Large enemy battle groups approaching.
Engaged.
Oh, but you can hear the TIEs firing. And they do have the sound effect. Oh, that is cool. That is really cool. Shields are starting to fail. Seriously? Are you gonna die?
Situation log
I would find that
updated.
hilarious. No, you're not gonna die. The shields are still up. Your pathetic technology cannot break through the Imperial shield. All right, I know what you guys are saying. Shaq, bring in the rest of the fleet and end this. End them. The order has been given. But I think it's a great mod. If you want to get kind of that Star Wars feel, but keep it Stellaris, it just gives you the ships. It doesn't try to make Stellaris into the Star Wars universe. It just gives you another selection of vessels to use to customize your empire. TIE fighters are in there somewhere. There they are. And that's only one fighter group. Imagine having like a full-on carrier group. I really look forward to seeing the really large battles with, 12 Superstar or 12 ISDs with a Superstar Destroyer or a Dreadnought. All right, let's get this massive fleet within range of the space station. Destroy them. All of them. We're moving into range. Prepare to fire. With the broadside cruisers and with the 1.3 update, they're actually making roles for the different ships. Have them doing something specific. Because right now, when you build, destroyers and you unlock cruisers, or you have corvettes and you unlock destroyers, those corvettes are crap. They're useless. They really are. They're just a waste of money. Destroyers are in every way better. There's no reason to have them. And it kind of just continues that way. Why build the crappy ship if you can build the really fancy ones with 3 times the health and way more weapons and more survivability? In the new update for 1.3, they're actually gonna have roles, anti-fighter support, whatever. Come on, get into range of those weapons. I wanna see this Super Star Destroyer open up.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Well, he has a long-range weapon. I have no idea what's equipped on these. I auto did them. He's got some type of siege weapon at this range, which is pretty cool. There they go. The weapons are starting to get in range. And we're gonna one-shot this station. The improved space battles mod is installed, because it's one of the required ones to have stuff like this thing. Yeah, we've already destroyed it. Half the weapons didn't even get within range.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Indeed. So you get these really far out weapon ranges. I mean, actually, let's see how far does it change that base weapon. So if we go under large and we go under a weapon that I know the range of, yeah, large lasers have a 75 range instead of a 40 range now. That's the kind of rebalancing that they've done. Which is fine. I mean, it makes these epic battles possible.
Situation
All right, guys. Well,
updated.
if you enjoyed this quick spotlight for an awesome Star Wars mod for Stellaris, hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel for more modding, gaming, and sci-fi goodness. And I will see you guys next time. And when the new season starts up for Stellaris, I'm really looking forward to trying out a few new mods and picking the ones that are hopefully very stable. We're gonna be playing as the Empire this time, though. It's gonna be epic. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, everybody.